What do you think of the car?
It's a fun car. I think it's definitely one of the best low-price mid-engine cars I've driven, which there's only one I've driven, so all the other ones have been high-end sports cars. So for what you get, it's a good car.
Okay, so tell me about it.
It's really fun to drive. I do like it being a convertible. It's fun to drive. We've taken it to Chuckwalla Raceway and we've done the canyon. And all in all, it's an enjoyable experience. The transmission does feel a little bit harsh at times. Shifting, sometimes it's a little harsher than like a normal manual transmission or even some automatics. But that's to be expected of a car. It's a little bit on the older side, so they didn't get the transmissions all sorted out until later on.
Yeah, it really feels like it was designed to be a track car. Like, it was designed to do basic autocross events and not a ton else.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of storage space on the car, and that makes it a little bit rough. But, I mean, if you can drive a Miata, you can drive this.
That's fair. I think a Miata has a little more room. Maybe a little.
Yeah, and if we're looking at a Miata as a spacious vehicle, that kind of puts things into perspective.
A little bit.
And this car is commonly compared to a Miata. So what do you think of their handling? As a professional race driver, I would expect you to have some insights that a normal car reviewer wouldn't.
Yeah, with this car, I feel like you can definitely feel that all the weight is more centered, unlike a Miata, which just means you have to drive the car differently. I'd say their pace between this car and a stock Miata is probably about the same on track. Like, I would say maybe depending on, this one has a little more horsepower than a Miata, so a longer track might have a little more pace for this car. Whereas more technical course, I might side with the Miata a little bit more.
Oh, siding with the Miata? How could you? But
I'd say they're about equal in speed. I like the looks of this car more than a Miata. I think it looks a little bit better. Which, it looks kind of like a Porsche, which I kind of like, but you don't have to spend the Porsche money to get there.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I've thought about putting the Porsche badges on this thing. Just
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm not that guy, but it would be funny. When you took it out on the racetrack, you said that it understeered really badly. Do you think that can be solved by just simply changing the tires, maybe putting a slightly wider tire up front?
I think so. I think if you put the wider tires in the front, because I know this car runs smaller tire, like it's 10 mil smaller in the front than the back. So I think if you probably put just that extra little bit of tire on the front and made the car square all the way around.
I think it's actually 20 mil. It's actually a fair bit smaller. Plus,
is it really?
Yeah, they're 15-inch rims. I think it's a 185 in the front and a 205 in the rear.
I bet if you put 205s all the way around, you'd be good.
I've got a friend who did that. He said that it makes it really, really oversteery, but at the same time, he's not a professional racing driver, so take that in perspective.
Also, if I'm doing a track day car, I'd rather have a car that's loose, because on a track day, it's more about having fun than anything else, and that's kind of what these cars are for, like a Miata and MR2. They're more to have fun with than to actually like be setting crazy lap times. So if you're enjoying the car, I would set it up to what's more enjoyable for you.
Yep. And I really do like the car. I've got the 6-speed SMT in it. So it's got the manual transmission that's hydraulically actuated, kind of similar to one of the old Ferraris back in the day. Do you think that that's an accurate comparison? Or
I'd say the transmission, it does feel just like the old Ferrari 430.
Okay.
So it feels like that kind of,
just
like a little more jerky than like the new dual clutch cars, with like the single clutch. It does feel kind of cool to be shifting in the car to throw you around in the car a little bit.
Just with 25% less horsepower.
So I'd say it's a lot.
Of the horsepower.
I would say it's 25% of the horsepower.
Ouch, ouch. Just because it's true doesn't mean you have to say it.
I think the Ferrari 430 was 490-ish, somewhere around there.
I think this one has 130 to 140 from the factory.
Probably something like that, yeah.
So yeah, we're looking at roughly 20 to 30%.
Yeah.
Ouch. Well,
but you're also getting, the car is also a lot cheaper, a lot less expensive than a Ferrari.
Yeah, it's just been a good car.
What I was really impressed with is actually the brakes in this car. It's stock brakes on it, right? Yep. So when they held up on Chuckwalla, I was very, very impressed that we never had, because I did 5 hot laps and I came in and had the brakes checked and they said the temperature was totally fine. And we went out and did a 45-minute session on it, just hard the whole time, and brakes did not have any overheating. Which for more normal production cars is a huge deal. That's very uncommon to have a car that can just go hard all day and then not have any brake fade.
Yeah, you took a couple people out in the car. What did they have to say about it?
We all had a lot of fun. They were very surprised. I think no one really expected it to be that quick. Because when we went out in the race run group, so we were with other race cars. So we were holding our own against them. But, it was also a cold track day, and the other drivers haven't been on there yet. I've actually been on that track before. So keeping up with them, though, having the other drivers as passengers, they were very impressed with the car. We all had kind of the same opinion that it does need a little more front end, because it would understeer off the corner quite a bit. So if we had a little more front end, I think that'd help a lot. But
And I assume you tried all the standard things like trail braking to get the traction up the front.
I did. This car does like to be trail broken a lot. The biggest thing though is you have to get on power before the apex point. Because I did post a video, we'll probably show it right here, of me having the car sideways off the hill. And if you're not on power, it will do that to you. So you just gotta make sure you're trailing the brake it and getting on power early just to set the car. Because if you have the off throttle, it will oversteer. But ultimately, if you're on, like, it's kind of a fine balance between the two.
Yeah, it's a really fun car I have going.
It's an enjoyable car, and especially for the price you get it at, it's not too bad at all.
Yeah, right now they're at about $8,000 by the Blue Book.
Yeah.
A little more, a little less, depending on where you're at and the condition.
And it's a nice looking car too.
Why, thank you.